Was it a dream? Because what happened on Friday night at Dodger Stadium looked more like a movie than real life. The lights, the stakes, the energy, and one man putting on a performance that might go down as the single greatest game ever played by an individual in baseball history. Shohei Ohtani didn't just deliver, he ascended. In a game that already had postseason intensity and historic implications, he elevated it into legend. 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts, 0 runs allowed. A complete takeover. He didn't just help the Dodgers punch their ticket to the World Series. He put on a show that people will be talking about for decades. This wasn't just dominance. This was a statement from a man who might already be the most unique talent the sport has ever seen. Let's take a step back. The Dodgers didn't just advance. They swept the National League Championship Series for the first time in franchise history. A clean, commanding path through the National League. And now they wait. Wait to find out who will survive the war that's going down in the American League. The Dodgers have had their champagne, the confetti's been swept, but the fire is still burning. Because Ohtani lit a spark that's not going out anytime soon. He was electric. He was untouchable. And the scariest part? He made it look easy. The last time we saw a performance like this. Wait, scratch that. We've never seen a performance like this. Historically, we've seen hitters go off in the postseason. We've seen pitchers throw gems. But both in one game, at this level, in a pennant-clinching moment, that's unheard of, until Shohei Ohtani decided to make history. And look, we've all seen the stats by now. How many players have ever hit 3 homers in a playoff game? How many have struck out 10 batters? But to do both in the same game, that's not just impressive. That's once-in-a-century type stuff. And yet, with Ohtani, there's this weird feeling like he might do it again. Because that's how ridiculous his talent is. We keep saying things like, we'll never see this again. And then he turns around and does it again, only bigger. Dodger fans in the building that night witnessed something that cannot be overstated. There are moments in sports that become etched into your memory forever. And this was one of them. People will say, I was there when Shohei hit one over the roof. Not just a home run, a blast that left the stadium. That's not a thing that happens in Dodger Stadium very often. But Ohtani did it casually as part of a 3-homer night. And again, this wasn't in July against a team playing out the string. This was in October, in the NLCS, with the World Series on the line. He went out there and left no doubt. 10 strikeouts on the mound. Absolute dominance. He didn't give up a run. And at the plate, he was a menace. He crushed baseballs like it was batting practice. Actually, the way he got to this level was by taking more batting practice. That's the crazy part. He had been a bit of a slump, not really looking like himself. So what did he do? He showed up early and went to work. And when he showed up early, it wasn't just for show, it was to reset. And that reset turned into maybe the greatest performance the game has ever seen. Look at the context, too. The Dodgers didn't breeze through an easy path. They played in the wild card round. They had to fight through every stage. And even with the extra games on their calendar, they now look fresher than either of the AL teams, still battling it out. Because while the Dodgers wrapped things up in 4 games, the Mariners and Blue Jays are locked in a 7-game slugfest. It's tied at 3-3. Seattle had to scratch and claw their way out of the division series, including that 15-inning marathon that might have taken years off their bullpen. Toronto had to battle from in 0 to 2 hole. Both teams have been through a war zone. The Dodgers? They're resting. They're preparing. And thanks to Ohtani, they're confident. How could they not be? And let's talk about that for a second. This whole idea of rest versus rust. Normally, fans worry that when a team sits for a few days after clinching early, they lose momentum. Baseball players are creatures of habit. They want the rhythm, the daily grind. But this Dodgers team, they've done this before. They know how to manage the downtime. They've been a top seed several times over the past few years. And what makes this run different is that they haven't been waiting around since the end of the regular season. They've been in the thick of it since the wild card. They've stayed hot, and they've had contributions from everyone. It's not just the big names. Max Muncy, Kike Hernandez, they've stepped up when it matters. The lineup is clicking. The bullpen is sharp. The rotation is rested. And now they're sitting in the perfect position to strike once the World Series begins. If Seattle wins tonight, the Dodgers will have home field advantage. If Toronto pulls it off, then it's off to Canada to start the series. Either way, Los Angeles is ready. They've already started scouting both teams. Simulated games, advanced analytics, situational drills, they're not wasting time. This is a team built for October. It doesn't matter who walks into that stadium. The Dodgers are coming, and Ohtani is leading the charge. There's also the emotional boost that comes from having legends in the making on your roster. And yes, Ohtani is becoming an October legend in real time. But how about Kike Hernandez? A guy who, in his next appearance, will tie Justin Turner for the most postseason games ever played in a Dodgers uniform. That's not a small thing. That's a decade of big moments, clutch hits, defensive versatility, and straight-up passion. Kike might not be the face of the franchise, but he is the heartbeat. You don't have to be the most talented guy to become a legend in this town. You just need to show up when it matters, and do it consistently. That's Kike, over and over again, and the fans know it. He's beloved, and when you watch him speak, especially about what it means to wear the Dodger uniform, you can feel how much he cares. This is a team that blends star power with soul. And as much as we talk about Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and rightfully so, it's the glue guys like Kike who carry the postseason DNA. The Dodgers don't just have talent. They have identity. They have culture. They have that experience that only comes from being here over and over again. 9 years for Kike in Dodger blue. Even when he went away to Boston, he still performed in October. And now he's back, still delivering, still making noise. And now, he's on the doorstep of another record. Another chance to etch his name even deeper into Dodgers lore. And if the Dodgers needed any more motivation heading into the World Series, it's the realization that what they're doing right now is historic on multiple levels. When you have a team that's not just winning, but rewriting the record books in the process, that tells you something special is happening. And it's not just about the superstars doing superstar things. It's about a roster full of guys who understand the moment and step into it with confidence like they've been here before, because most of them have. This is not new territory for the Dodgers. This is their second consecutive trip to the Fall Classic and their fourth appearance in the World Series since 2017. The bar isn't just to get here anymore. The bar is to win it all. And this group knows that better than anyone. There's an edge to this team. A chip. Maybe it's from falling short in past Octobers. Maybe it's from the criticism that comes from being a big market team expected to dominate every year. Whatever the reason, you can feel it. This Dodgers squad is on a mission. And it feels different this time. A big reason for that is the way the team has embraced its identity. It's a blend of elite talent, postseason experience, and a relentless focus on the little things. You can't win in October without a deep bullpen, versatile defenders, clutch hitters, and a staff that can navigate any lineup. And right now, the Dodgers have all of that. They're rested, healthy, and hungry. The way they've handled each challenge so far speaks volumes. They took care of business in the wild card, didn't flinch in the division series, and then made history in the NLCS with a clean sweep. That doesn't happen by accident. That's preparation meeting execution at the highest level. And yet, the story of this postseason, the story that everyone across the baseball world is talking about, is Shohei Ohtani. What he did in Game 4 of the NLCS will live forever, not just in highlight reels or stat sheets, but in memory. Because sometimes an athlete does something so unbelievable that it breaks the rules of what we think is possible. That was Ohtani's night. It wasn't just the numbers, although they were insane. It was the way he did it. The presence, the calm, the confidence. You watched him pitch, and it felt like he was throwing to kids. You watched him at the plate, and it looked like he was in a different league entirely. People have compared his performance to Don Larson's perfect game in the World Series. Others have brought up Michael Jordan's flu game. But what Ohtani did goes even further because he did it on both sides of the ball. He didn't just hit 3 home runs. He shut the other team down on the mound. That's never happened before, and we may never see it again. Unless, of course, he does it again. And that's what makes him such a singular force. With most great athletes, you get used to a level of brilliance. With Ohtani, every time you think you've seen the peak, he blows the roof off and takes it higher. There's something almost mythical about it. Like you're watching a story unfold that generations will talk about. And that's why every Dodger fan should be soaking in every second. Because as crazy as it sounds, we're living through the prime of a player whose achievements might never be matched. It's not just that he's great. It's that he's impossible. You can't game plan for Shohei Ohtani. You can't contain him. You just hope he doesn't completely take over the game, which, unfortunately for the Brewers, is exactly what he did. And he's not alone. The Dodgers lineup has found its rhythm. Max Muncy has been driving in crucial runs. Will Smith is heating up at the right time. Freddie Freeman is doing Freddie Freeman things, consistently giving you great at-bats, professional contact, and leadership. Mookie Betts continues to be a spark, whether it's at the top of the order or out in right field. And then you look deeper, the contributions from guys like James Outman, Chris Taylor, Miguel Rojas. This isn't just a super team. It's a complete team. Every spot in the order matters. Every inning, every pitch, there's a sense of purpose. And then there's the rotation. If you told any Dodger fan at the start of the year that the team would be here, heading to the World Series, with the rotation clicking at this level, they might not have believed you. Injuries, inconsistencies, rookies being thrown into the fire. This staff has seen it all. And yet, here they are, thriving. The bullpen has locked in, the young arms have stepped up, and the veterans are doing their job. It's a staff that bends but doesn't break. And come October, that's all you need. Now, everyone waits to see who the Dodgers will face. Mariners or Blue Jays. Two very different stories. Seattle has taken the long road, grinding through every series, using every arm, pushing the limits of their depth. They've got a scrappy, resilient vibe. Toronto, on the other hand, has been riding their star power. Big bats, big moments, and now a chance to reach the World Series again. Either way, the Dodgers are going to face a team that's been through the ringer. And that could work to their advantage. The travel matters. If it's Toronto, the Dodgers are going across the continent. New time zone, unfamiliar turf. If it's Seattle, the logistics are easier and the Dodgers get home field advantage. That may not seem like a big deal, but in a tight 7-game series, every detail matters. And while both teams have earned their shot, they've also left a lot on the field just to get here. Their arms are taxed, their players are banged up, and emotionally, it's been a roller coaster. The Dodgers, by contrast, have been efficient. They've gotten in, gotten the job done, and gotten out. They're fresh. And when the lights come back on Friday night for Game 1, that freshness could be the edge that tips the balance. Still, the Dodgers are treating this time off with focus. This is not a team taking victory laps. Dave Roberts and his staff are keeping things sharp. Simulated games, targeted bullpen sessions, mental reps. You can see the experience paying off. They've been here before. They know how easy it is to lose the rhythm during a layoff. So they're creating intensity, building urgency. Because when that first pitch comes in the World Series, there's no easing into it. You have to be ready to go from pitch one. And make no mistake, this team will be ready. They're chasing something bigger than just another World Series appearance. They want legacy. They want dominance. And right now, with the pieces they have in place, from the megastars to the unsung heroes, they're built to make that happen. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers are swirling around the sports world after Philadelphia Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni made some unexpectedly candid remarks about Major League Baseball's Los Angeles Dodgers. Speaking at a recent press event, Sirianni didn't hold back his admiration for the Dodgers, calling the team a serious contender and praising their depth, talent, and championship pedigree. While coaches often tiptoe around other leagues, Sirianni's comments have ignited a buzz among fans, analysts, and even casual observers. It's impossible not to notice what the Dodgers are doing, Sirianni reportedly said, his tone a mix of awe and playful respect. They've built something incredible over there. Big names, young stars, and a culture that just knows how to win. If anyone's going to lift the trophy this year, they're right at the top of the list. Of course, Sirianni is primarily known for his football expertise, not baseball, which only adds fuel to the chatter. Fans on social media have been quick to speculate. Is this just casual praise or a hint at some cross-sport admiration that could influence sponsorships, celebrity games, or future collaborations? The Dodgers, with their stacked roster and relentless pursuit of excellence, have been a focal point of speculation this season. Sirianni's nod to the team is only adding to the anticipation. Some insiders are whispering that this could be a strategic move, a way to keep the Dodgers brand even hotter among the NFL crowd. Others are simply taking it at face value, a coach appreciating greatness when he sees it, regardless of the sport. Either way, the reaction has been instantaneous. Sports talk shows, podcasts, and forums are buzzing with debates about whether Sirianni's comments might embolden the Dodgers' already high profile, or if this is merely a friendly shout-out that will be forgotten in weeks. What's undeniable is the spectacle this kind of cross-sport admiration creates. A football coach tipping his hat to a baseball powerhouse isn't something you hear every day. The Dodgers, known for turning heads and breaking records, now have the added intrigue of having Nick Sirianni publicly acknowledge their championship credentials. As the season progresses, fans are watching eagerly. Will this endorsement become the start of a new trend in sports camaraderie, or is it just another spark in the ever-burning fire of sports rumor mills? Either way, the Dodgers stock just got a little higher, and Sirianni's comments ensure that everyone is watching closely. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.